Welcome. In this video, we will see how to write a C program for Bresenham line drawing algorithm. So for that, we will open Turbo C, start Turbo C, create a new file, include header files in our program, hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h, hash include graphics.h. So whenever we are drawing graphical objects in our program, then we must include graphics.h header file in our program. Otherwise, you will get errors. Then we will also include one more header file, math.h. Uh, Whenever we are going to perform some mathematical calculations or mathematical functions we are going to use in our program, then we must include math.h header files in our program. Then our main function, void main. Then we will declare integer variable gd is equal to detect and gm. GD means graphics driver. It means which graphics driver we are going to use, and value of GD is set to detect. And GM means graphics mode, means which graphics mode we are going to use in our program, that we will denote it by GM. Then we will declare some variables of integer type x comma y. X and y are the starting coordinates of a point. Then we will take variable x1 y1 and x2 y2. x1 y1 and x2 y2, these are the x and y coordinates of end points of a line. So x1 y1 will be the coordinate of first end point of line, and x2 y2 will be the coordinates of second end point of a line. Then we will also require some variable for calculations, delta x for calculating delta x, delta y variable for calculating delta y, and pk variable. Pk is a decision parameter of Bresenham algorithm. Then we will also declare one loop variable I, and we will set its value to 0. Now we will enter the values of x1 y1 and x2 y2 from user. So for that we will display one message on the screen. Enter the coordinates of endpoints of line. Then scanf function. With the help of scanf function, we will enter this. We will store the values entered by the user into the variable %d, 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 comma address of x1, address of y1, address of x2, and address of y2. Then we will write init graph function. Why we are using init graph function? Whenever we are drawing graphical objects, then our computer system must be in graphics mode. So how we will enter into the graphics mode? So for that we will use init graph function, and the syntax of init graph function is we will pass three parameter: address of GD, address of GM, and location of BGI file. What is BGI file? BGI file is a graphics driver file, and we have to write the location or address of where this BGI file is stored. For example, in my computer system, this BGI file is stored in C drive. In C drive, there is a Turbo C3 folder, and inside this folder there is a BGI file. So I will write the location or path of this BGI file in double inverted comma and pass as a parameter to this init graph function. We will also pass address of GD variable and address of GM variable to this function. Now we will calculate the value of delta x. Delta x value is calculated as delta x is equal to x2 minus x1, and delta y value is calculated as y2 minus y1. Then next, we have taken the starting uh, point coordinate as x and y. We will set the value of this x to x1 and value of y to y1. Then we will calculate the starting value of decision parameter pk. How it is calculated? So for that we will use formula twice delta y minus delta x. So this is the formula for calculating the starting or initial value of decision parameter pk. Then we have to calculate multiple points. So for that we will use while loop. With the help of while loop we will calculate multiple points and we will draw this point on the screen. So for that we are using a while loop, but the question is how many points we will calculate. We will calculate the value, we will calculate the points till the value of I is less than delta x. So whatever will be the value of delta x, that much time our while loop will run and that much points we will calculate and draw on our screen. So how many points we need to calculate, that depends on the value of delta x. So whatever will be the value of delta x, that much points we will calculate and draw on the screen. Now we will check the value of decision parameter. If value of pk is less than 0, then the next x is calculated, next x coordinate is calculated as x is equal to x plus 1, and the next y is calculated as y, means there is no change in the value of y, so we can simply write y is equal to y. And the next value of decision parameter is calculated as pk is equal to pk plus twice delta y. So whenever the value of pk is less than 0, our next x and y is calculated as x is equal to x plus 1 and y will be unchanged, and next pk will be calculated as pk plus twice delta y. Now if the value of pk is greater than or equal to 0, then in that case the next x and y value is calculated as x is equal to x plus 1 and y is equal to y plus 1, and the next pk decision parameter value is calculated as pk plus twice delta y minus twice delta x. And then we will draw this x and y coordinate. We will draw the pixel using put pixel function and pass the x and y coordinate that we just calculated here to this function, and we will also write the color constant value green. Suppose I want to draw the line in green color, then I will pass the color constant value green to this function. Then increase the value of loop variable I by 1, otherwise our while loop will run continuously infinite times. Okay, so that's why we have to compulsorily increase the value of loop variable by 1. So close our while loop here. Then after the while loop, write getch function. Getch function will hold our output screen till we give some input. And finally write close graph function. Close graph function, why we are writing? Because our when we use init graph function, our computer system enters into the graphics mode or graphics system. To return back to normal mode or text mode, we must use close graph function at the end of our program. So this is our program is complete. Now save this file, give some name, suppose p13.c. Okay. Now compile this program, no error, run this program. So enter the coordinates of endpoints of line. Suppose the coordinates are 80, 90 and 230 and 250. So here on the screen you will see a line in green color. So in this way we write a C program for Bresenham line algorithm. So if you want to learn more such programming or you want to watch more such programming videos, then subscribe the channel. Thank you.